So it is Saturday once again, and you know what that means. It's another episode of Sangatsu no Lion, and this episode being episode 16. And hopefully everything's working fine. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Yeah, everything's working fine. So yeah, last week's episode was actually really freaking emotional. Let's say the goddamn least. I did not make it out of that one completely okay. So all I'm kind of hoping for this week is a kind of bit more laxed episode. Kind of not in the way of freaking hell, mate. I have to go lie down and actually rethink my whole entire life because I'm fracking depressed. Don't want that again this week. I want a breather. Just a tiny bit of a breather. Gets a little bit more comedy. And that'd be like my favorite thing on earth. If that happens, I'll be completely okay. If I happen to go back into a spiral of depression, I don't know. I think everything's working fine though. Yeah, everything's working perfectly, surprisingly. YouTube never works. It's working fine today. Holy crap, what's going on YouTube? Explain yourself. Where did you come out from? The proper YouTube we've been waiting for. Anyhow, enough talk, because I tend to actually like pad these things out, apparently. I will actually get on with the episode. Everything today. Oh man, hopefully it's just happiness. Hopefully it's just happiness, because otherwise I want to cry again. Last week's weekend episodes of anime were kind of depressing. Like, not to say the goddamn least. Gintama wasn't like completely a-okay when it came to emotion as well. I was like, man, I'm crying. Gintama made me cry again. What's going on here today? But I yearn for the days and 3Gatsu just kind of cleanse my soul, but now it's not doing that anymore. It's just breaking me in two. But anyhow, enough talk. So in 3, 2, 1, let's begin now. No, apparently not. Not YouTube. Crunchyroll will not start. So in 3, 2, 1, let's begin now. Oh, something with the opening straight away. Ooh. This opening's growing on me slowly, I must say. I mean, I'm a man that prefers bumper chicken, but still, I appreciate the openings just for the visuals. The song's starting to grow on me slightly as well. You had the Gintama effect. The first time we heard the new Gintama opening, you're like... But then as time went on, you're like, yeah, song's pretty good. I mean, I want Bumper Chicken back still, because that was a fiery opening. That was a top opening. That was fiery. You know, it'd be pretty freaking good in this episode that Goto gets a beat down. Just someone comes up and just beats Goto a little bit. Just goes, mate, you're a terrible person. Rethink your life, fanboy. Just set him in the right direction, because that man, if I say the words, needs a beat down sometimes. Especially last week's episode, freaking hell. What's up with this season and pretty deplorable human beings? I mean, we've got Thingy in what's the name of the anime? Scum's Wish, as well. Like, she's Akane, I think her name was. Oh no, man! Oh, I see. I see your game. I see your game. It's a good game. Good game. Hey, look, we got Rohan. Sensei is Bay as well. You got Shimada and you got Sensei. The two Bays. The two Bays. Sensei is hilarious. This is what I wanted. I wanted happiness. Again, happiness. Nice work, Ray. Nice work. See, look, Ray inadvertently became the antagonist, but in the same way, he actually did something really freaking good. But it's still really freaking itchy from yesterday. Did we get a shaft head tilt just then? Holy freaking hell. Ray's so cute. He's adorable. I like these guys. Hello! I wish I could pull off a rocking mustache like that. It's a top tier mustache. Oh man. Hit me straight to Phil just then. Hey! The man realized. The man realized. But since it doesn't make me cry, he kind of makes me realize the good things in life. He's a good man. Sensei is bae. He's the kind of thing I wanted the whole entire time, just for someone to put Ray in the right direction. And he's done it. He's done it. Makes me happy. If Goto's won, I'm gonna be pissed. Oh, son of a... Please don't. No. 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 Dude, Emperor from Star Wars. No. No. He won, didn't he? Yep. You break my poor man's heart, okay? But damn it, Goto. You've gone too far now. You've gone over the goddamn line. Even though you rode the line beforehand, but still, you've just gone beyond that line. Dang it. Dang it. Wait, did he win? Who won it? Oh damn it! I generally thought for a second that he lost because the looks of things, it kind of looked like he lost. Because generally when you see the dude outside with the photographs, you're like, oh, he's won it. But no, he actually won it. That was my fault. Sorry. That was my. I do apologize for that. That was just me. That was me brushing over a piece of dialogue. I read this. I read the scenery rather than reading the subs. Mistakes were made. I mean that's true, but I think what I did was I think I read the other way around. I read it as if the winner always leads, especially when it comes to Goto as well. That's the problem because I'd imagine Goto the left kind of just bathed in the kind of attention and that's it. And then she might have sat there and went, "What the frick happened?" That kind of thing. But actually, it was the other way around, which is oddly surprising. He still is pretty great as always. Hey, hey, I like it. See, it's all happiness today. Even though I read the scene completely incorrectly because my brain was not doing anything correctly at that point in time. Yeah, I think there actually was. Now he mentions it, I think there actually was a Part 5 game. Chef really want to make that sequel to Kafka Graffiti, don't they? Like, really badly. Chef want to make that sequel to a show that hardly anyone remembers because Food Wars came out and actually completely eclipsed it. Oh wow, we just got a shaft dramatic head turn. That's how you know we're in serious business now. Is that thingy from Boku no Hero? It sounds very similar to forget his name now. The bad guy from the first season. I swear it sounds just like him. I don't know. It sounds just like him. I'm trying to figure out whether or not it actually is him. He's too old for this. The poor man. He's both too old and too good for this show, and certain events in the show itself. He's too good for the show, and he's too old for that event. God, my eyes are stinging. Stinging. Say the word. Oh wow. Jesus Christ, the scenery changed really quickly, didn't it? Ducks. Goddamn ducks. Symbolic ducks. That's the more important ducks in the world. The symbolic ones. Ducks are the key. It's true, they are. It went from very, 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 very harsh shogi matches to ducks. It's free guts to everybody. Free guts in a goddamn nutshell. You can go from extremely tense and harsh games of shogi to actually finding out about ducks. Wow, I'm actually in awe. That was pretty freaking good. Ducks were the key after all, indeed. So that actually wasn't such a unhappy episode. Actually, it was a really freaking happy episode. Though I do apologize for actually reading the scene completely incorrectly. I don't know what happened to my brain, my eyes. They were on two different playing fields, and it just kind of just didn't mesh together. I think I was just going. I think what happened was I read the scene rather than reading anything else, which then kind of made me realize, holy freaking Christ, he lost. But for you, no, he didn't. He didn't. He just won. Alas, mistakes were made. So I do apologize once again for that. Dark's in the goddamn preview as well. It's everywhere. Oh wow, that was the whole entire episode in a nutshell. Yeah, I think that's generally just me, my inexperience when it comes to this kind of thing. It kind of made me read the scene rather than read the subtitles. Actually, if that's the complete intention, it's pretty freaking clever. Like to make you actually think the wrong thing to actually know it's the right thing. Because 9 out of 10 times when you kind of see those scenes, you're like, okay, so the winner leaves, goes and soaks in all of the actual kind of attention. As you probably know, Goto would have done that anyway. And you got Shimada sitting there, kind of like doing this whole entire time. Like, yeah, you feared the kind of worst, but in theory, no, the whole entire thing was completely turned on its head. It actually was a pretty freaking good subversion. Like, it's actually one of those things that even if it wasn't intentional, I still kind of respect the idea of it kind of just playing with my mind. It kind of made me think the worst thing when it wasn't. Because I don't know whether or not did I make a mistake or not? I don't even know it was intentional now. Jesus. Did shafters go full blown? Did shafters go full blown? I don't know, because it was a pretty effective scene, to be honest, because it did actually kind of make you realize, okay, so what's really going down here? But then you actually realize, oh freaking hell, you actually won it. It's like, because again, I would have thought Victor would have left, kind of just went, hey, I've won it, and then that's it, and then loser sits there and goes, bugger. But no. Complete opposite. Complete freaking opposite. But anyway, yeah. So all in all, pretty freaking good episode nonetheless, I must say. Quite liked it, because it actually was a really, really nice episode all round. Like, I think it was one of those things that it's one of those episodes that it kind of filled you with hope after what happened last week, because last week just teared you down and completely destroyed you, but this week actually kind of made you go, okay, feel a little bit more happy. Goto's kind of lost, so that's the kind of main thing. In essence, in the end, a very deserving winner won, because in essence, even if Ray didn't actually win the whole entire thing and actually didn't go through, I still reckon that Shimada should have won it, because Shimada deserves anything, because he's a freaking boy. But and I think if you read that scene rather than actually watch the scene, I think it might have been a little bit better to kind of comprehend. I don't know. That's just how I see it. I don't know, because I think just me that I think it was just me down to me just not really just seeing things and kind of reading it rather than me reading the scene rather than me actually kind of reading the subs. If you get what I mean. I don't know, but either way, mistakes were made. I'm sorry. I have to apologize a couple of times, because that's why I always do now. But anyhow, yeah. So yeah, all in all, it was a very, very hopeful episode, because now we're seeing Ray going the right direction. Like that's the kind of thing I've wanted the whole entire time. I wanted Ray to go in the right direction. I wanted someone to actually put him in the right direction and kind of say, look, you can't just rely on yourself. Sometimes you got to rely on other people, because if you don't rely on other people, they won't rely on you. And it kind of enclosed himself in that way. We kind of seen it for his whole entire series, very much in the second core itself, how much he actually kind of doesn't ever like rely on everyone else. Like in essence, the whole entire scene when he was ill, he said, I'm on my own here, but he wasn't, because he had Akari and her family. Like they were there to help him. So it's kind of nice that actually now the sensei said, dude, just rely on other people, because if you don't, you're screwed, man. You're screwed, fam. You got to figure it out. You got to say, look, I've got to rely on other people. And I think now he has. He's kind of getting in that direction that he actually can, in theory, just rely on someone else. And actually even going to Shimada, and should go and join his actual kind of like workshop is even better, because now he actually can learn that she might be able to put the mistakes he made in the past correct and actually grow because of it. So all in all, it's a freaking hopeful episode all round. It wasn't one of those episodes you kind of like freaking hell, why, like last week's episode was, because last week's episode just destroyed you internally and went, hey mate, fills are pretty good, aren't they? So have a couple of them. That's what last week's episode was like. But this week's like, yeah, happiness. It's pretty freaking good, isn't it? It's like, yeah, all in all, happiness actually is a pretty good thing. But I still kind of like the characters introduced in this episode because each of them added something to the show itself. They weren't just there to kind of fill the void of something that wasn't present in the previous scene. They actually did lend themselves well to the whole entire anime. I mean, that whole entire group we saw at the beginning of the episode, they were pretty freaking great as well because they actually helped Ray in theory as well. Yeah, at least he did actually reach other people. He actually managed to help him and actually managed to put him a little bit in step in the right direction. So actually, all in all, was a pretty freaking good time with them as well. And then, as well, we just saw Shimada be basically the best guy in the universe because, again, I thought the worst. I thought, oh my god, you broke down Shimada. What's going on here, mate? Like, God, you've gone too far now. You stepped over the line, god damn it. But no, you won. And as I learned just then, as I learned in that scene, that actually the whole entire thing for the winner is actually stressful as well. I was like, huh, did not know that before. Because 9 out of 10 times you kind of imagine that it's kind of like one of those relieving moments. If you won it, like fracking yes, boy, I won it. You don't tend to actually think about the larger things. You think about, Christ, I've won this. And that's kind of the thing that goes through your brains. Like when you pass an exam, you're like, yeah. Like you never really kind of stress a lot about it. You normally stress more than when you lost. Look what happened with Ray. Because Ray, when he lost, he was like, what the hell happened? Where did I go wrong? This is where I went wrong. Like he actually goes through his whole entire process in his brain. Like, that's what actually happened. Why did I not actually figure this out before? God freaking damn it, police cars. Sorry. But yeah. So all in all, I think that how they presented that scene was actually pretty well done because it just made you think, Christ. Like it was the worst. Like it was the worst, but in theory, no, because I think the first thing was Goto throwing me off. I think it was just him outside, like going ha ha ha. That kind of that face of I might have just won this game. I think that's what threw me off, and then it just kind of threw me off even more later on. But I did generally like how they did the whole entire thing. I thought it was actually well done because if it was purposeful, then it was actually really freaking well done. That's all I say. If it wasn't, then my mistake. But still, I liked it either way. But yeah, I mean, the other standout really this week was the actual cinematography as well. Yeah. Oh man, every single goddamn time I do a stream, so please cast all the goddamn time. But the actual cinematography of each shot was freaking masterful as well. I mean, they really blew out of the water this week. Hopefully as well, one thing I actually really do hope as time goes on, because now Ray is stepping in the right direction, is that we might just see the actual cinematography for him change. Like in essence, we won't see him kind of secluded into the right side or the left side of the screen. We actually might see him in the middle of the screen. We actually might see him command the scene. In essence, actually become that person that we want him to be since day one. In essence, a protagonist. And actually be something actually pretty freaking fantastic as well, because he actually can be a pretty freaking cool lad. Like we saw it this week as well. Like he's kind of growing. So hopefully the cinematography grows with him, if you get what I mean. Because I did like the visual representation, if I ever say that word, of his character, because it always presented him in the correct way. So hopefully now they actually continue in that vein and actually go even further with it. In essence, like Goku says when he goes to Super Saiyan level 3, this is what it's like to go beyond. And that's what we hope to see with Ray. And also in cinematography as well. Hopefully we get more of Sensei as well, because Sensei, he's freaking fantastic. Like, we say that Shimada's best boy, but freaking hell, I don't know. Like, Sensei just blows out the water completely. Like, in certain scenes, he just grows and actually becomes the best character in the whole entire show. Like, when he's needed, he is fantastic. That's what I love about him. Like, when he's needed, he's literally the greatest person in the universe. Like, most characters, when you think about it. Like, when the plot commands them to, they are pretty freaking fantastic. And 9 out of 10 times, when you have that thing attached to your name, in essence, when the plot commands you to, it normally kind of detracts from the character, because then you're not really useful in any other situation. But in essence, the characters here are useful in every single situation, you get what I mean? Because yes, sometimes the plot commands them to be that character we want them to be in that scene, but even when they're not, they're still fantastic nonetheless. I actually quite like how they do this, how they do with the characters, because they just work. If you get what I mean, they are the JoJo of characters. Like, they just work. That's what I'm trying to say. They just work. But either way, buonissimo episode. Like, 'twas a good episode of 3 Gatsu. Like, I'm actually not sitting here crying this week. I'm actually sitting here in all of happiness, because all around everybody won a little tiny bit. You know, though Shimada's health is kind of scaring me slightly, because though we saw it in Nikaido as well, because Nikaido wasn't completely A-okay. That's one thing we also learned as well. But it's the whole entire thing with. Did he mention about the whole entire illness being hereditary? I'll say the word now. It passes through the family. That's what I'm trying to say. Hereditary, I think is how you pronounce it. I swear at one point, I can't remember if I'm saying the right anime, but one single scene it did say that it might have ran the family. I'm not too sure. Like I might be completely incorrect what I'm thinking, but I swear at one point he said something about something being hereditary. Might be wrong when I think about that, but I think it was a previous scene, like way back in like probably episode 7 or something like that. And I can't remember fully if he did mention about an illness being hereditary in the family. Like I don't know whether or not I was thinking the wrong thing or I was thinking the right thing. If you get what I mean. Even can I. But I vividly remember someone saying that. That's a problem. You have those moments when you're kind of like, holy freaking Christ! I remember someone saying this, but I can't remember where and when. And you're like, where is it? And you kind of sitting there like racking your brain around what the hell happened. Like, did it actually happen, or are you just imagining things? Are you going nuts, or are you not going nuts? It's those things that goes through your brain. You're like, oh, it's not nice at all. But either way, hopefully everyone pulls through like completely okay. Hopefully everyone gets a happy ending by the end of the show, because goddamn, if they don't, I'm gonna cry my eyes out, because they deserve the world. You know, it'd be pretty freaking cool. We get a cliffhanger with the series, and we get to see Arima. Like, if Arima actually appears at the end of the series, and he is say the word before my actual throat gives out, actually is the cliffhanger for next season. Actually, we'd be pretty freaking fantastic. But nonetheless, that has been the stream. So with all that said, I have indeed been the driver. If you have enjoyed this stream as a whole, and you do want to leave a like, then do leave a like, because indeed it does help me quite a bit. If you have enjoyed what I do here, and you want to stay a little bit longer, then do leave a sub, because indeed it does help me quite a bit. But until next time, I shall see you guys later. Bye for now.